Tupac must die. Come on, man. You woke him up and killed him again with that one. Okay, you don't know Orlando. You went over there, you got your information from his homies, and then you put it together. You don't know what Orlando was thinking at that time. Nobody know what Orlando was thinking when that fight broke out at the MGM and that shit happened.
From Orlando's perspective, not
But
from
this
Glasses.
Glasses is saying this from Orlando's perspective.
Yeah.
Well, people should not be mad at Glasses. They should be mad at Orlando Anderson. He's just doing a song reflecting his position.
Man, I don't know why y'all think like this. Orlando Anderson is dead and been dead. Nobody can speak for the dead, man, unless I wrote a letter to you and killed myself.
You know, I heard that punk ass Boosie today on Vlad say, "Well, I know no niggas did nothing after Pac died. You stupid motherfucker. 13 motherfuckers got shot and killed
a whole
behind
lot of
that.
people got killed in, like,
you know,
like within the first 2 weeks.
No niggas don't have no love for Pac. They didn't love him. That was me. If he did be dead now. He was a part of it too. Boosie, stay your country ass in the country, nigga."
I don't know. I couldn't answer that. I couldn't, and still be walking around every day. You know, I couldn't answer that. I couldn't answer that. My people wouldn't be going for that. When I lived, the thing I saw when he was doing that shit, I was like, damn, that nigga right there. That nigga saw Pac get his head buzzed. Then he said he saw the bullet go right in Suge's head. You know, so you know. But, you know, I feel like he feel like I try to think about me being in the streets so long. I just feel like he feel like for him to come out like that, he feel like Tupac ain't got nobody behind him gonna slide like that, you know. That's how a lot of niggas be handling Pac, like ain't nobody gonna slide, you know, so you could do that if you ain't, you know, if ain't nobody in the streets gonna, you know what I'm saying, gonna answer to that, cause you know he supposed to get his issue too, cause he was in the car, regardless. You a shot call.
Up in the studio getting blow to the truest shit I ever spoke. 21 gun salute.
Now, first what I want to touch on is the fact that how Mob James contradicted himself in less than a minute. Now, Mob James stated that no one can speak for the dead because they're dead and they can't speak for themselves. So how you gonna know what their thoughts are or were? And then he goes on to say that he's okay with the Glasses Malone song, Tupac Must Die. Now, Glasses Malone, Tupac Must Die song and video was basically depicting how, or the perspective of Orlando Anderson. So can you make that first statement that you can't speak for a dead person and then within the same interview or same show state that you have no issue with Tupac Must Die? Now, I don't have an issue with it, but I'm not one of those people that's standing on you can't speak for the dead. And if I was that type of person that stood on that belief, then I wouldn't be able to say that Moses Malone song is okay or pretty good. Doesn't that make sense? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm just crazy. Now, Reggie Wright Jr.'s name calling towards LIL BOOSIE or Boosie Bad Azz. Give you my thoughts on that. First off, as adults, you should be able to articulate your thoughts without name calling. And especially if you haven't seen this man or most likely have no plans ever coming across him. Because that would be the time where you would need to show that same energy. And a lot of us can talk tough when in the back of our mind we know that we'll never have to face that issue or back up those words. Now, Lil Boosie or Boosie Badass has had many interviews with DJ Vlad on vladtv. The one thing I noticed about vladtv is it gets things where it starts shit between black men. Or a man to get indicted, or he'll go on his show and tell on himself because of the questioning. Now, certain questions don't even have to be asked. But when you're being interviewed, the thing is you're supposed to be completely honest. And when certain questions are asked to you or certain things are said to you, you're going to go off of your experience. Because that's what's going to basically, because those experiences are going to basically determine what your mindset is, how you react to things, how you literally see things, period. So I can understand where he was coming from when he feel like Tupac didn't have the people backing him. And see, Reggie Wright's argument was that 13 people died because of that. Now, just because 13 people died or been killed during a certain span after Tupac's murder, does that necessarily debunk what Boosie was saying? Because the reality of it is the people he had around him, if he had the right people, Tupac would have never put his hands on that wrong person. That's the truth. And since hindsight is 20/20, that's a proven fact. If you can look back on certain events in your life, you wouldn't have did it the same way. Now, it's easy for Boosie to make that comment. It's his opinion. Because that's what he see. We've all seen and we all know what sparked Tupac being killed. And if that didn't happen, most likely we would still have Tupac with us now, pushing awesome music. And I would enjoy seeing an interview between Reggie Wright Jr., Mob James, and Lil Boosie. You know, so they can talk as men and hash out whatever issue it is. For some odd reason, I'm betting that that's never going to happen. But before I leave, I want to talk on Mob James again. Now, Mob James, along with Keefy D, has had interviews with DJ Vlad on vladtv. Now, when I watched Keefy D's interview, he really didn't have a disdain for Tupac. Off the top of my head, I can't remember him speaking negatively on Tupac. But Mob James, on the other hand, that has, I think, 2 or 3 interviews with DJ Vlad, it seems like it sounds like jealousy. It sounds like hatred towards Tupac. Because he's the only one that's really speaking negatively. That's why when I watch Bomb First and Tupac's subject comes up, I don't believe that Mob James can have an unbiased opinion pertaining to Tupac. What the issue is or was, I don't know. Goes back to when he got the MOB tattoo. He was the only one that had an issue with it. When he wanted to claim when he was affiliated with the Bloods, claiming Mob James was the only one that had an issue with it, or the only one that came out and said there was an issue with it. It just seems like he has or had a whole bunch of issues with Tupac. And he's entitled to that because we don't know what happened in a private setting that may cause him to have a disdain for this dead man. So when he made the statement that you can't speak for a dead man, and then basically contradicted himself by saying that he likes the song Glasses Malone, Tupac Must Die, coming from Orlando Anderson's perspective, or what it could have been. So for you to sit there and say that, knowing it's a contradiction, why would you now have an issue with somebody else trying to speak for somebody? Or is it just a simple fact that you wanted that to get out because it shows a negative light on Tupac? Is that really the reason you don't have an issue with the song? And when I watch these videos, I sit back and I wonder, because you all see these hood dudes or real niggas, alive niggas, speak on how they hate the police. Now, the reality of it is, once you're the police, you're the police. But Reggie Wright is allowed to say a lot of things. knowing he was the police. Regardless of what his position was with Death Row, he was still the police. So how could Mob James sit across from a guy that was former police? It just seems like nowadays you will have people basically going against, what they grew up, what quote unquote was their morals. Now, I'm a civilian, so I can be okay with it. But when you constantly hear people or dudes that were formerly, into that life, if you really believe what you're saying concerning the law enforcement, there's no way you can change that. There's no way you can change that. You have to stand firm on what you were saying, unless you really didn't mean it. I just hate contradictions. Because it seems like you have two guys sitting on that panel that, in my opinion, didn't like Tupac from the beginning, but they're the ones that get to basically express their thoughts towards him and speak on his past life. And if you have an issue with the man, should you be the one to be able to speak on that man and speak about that man? To sum it all up, as men, there's no need for name calling. Understand when name calling happens, or certain things that may start as petty. Once you do something to a person or say something to a person, you don't have the luxury of being able to determine how they react. And for you to disrespect a man on the internet where hundreds of thousands of people are seeing it, this is when dudes feel like they have to prove themselves. And nothing good can come out of two men, black men, calling each other names. And since Boosie was actually involved in that life for the most part from what he says, shouldn't his opinion be respected even more than Reggie Wright's? I do. I believe that, in my humble opinion. Make sure you hit the like and sub button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Did Reggie Wright have an issue to throw shots at Boosie? Should Mob James be able to speak on Tupac? Do you believe that he has had an issue with Tupac? Do you believe like the only reason he likes the song Tupac Must Die because it shows Tupac in a bad light? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. 50BM Devil's Advocate. Till next time, I'm out.